Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Lego Icons Optimus Prime. Yeah, for representing Transformers there. Yeah, we'll go ahead and put him off to the side real quick. We're going to take a look at this box, which, yeah, is a very large box. You can see, yeah, as the picture of Optimus Prime tells you I can convert Transformers and Optimus, all that stuff, and Lego, and, oh yeah, 18 plus, 1032, 1508 pieces, and all that stuff. It's a building set. On the side, you have, well, just Transformers, Optimus Prime, and components made in Denmark, Mexico, Hungary, China, and the Czech Republic. And yeah, over here, you just, yeah, more language. And on the top, you have, yeah, Transformers, Lego, Optimus, Hasbro, actual size, just telling you, yeah, how big the pieces are. You got a picture of Optimus here on the side. On the bottom, you have, well, Lego, yeah, Lego stuff, Lego and the Lego.com, and authentic Transformers and all that stuff. And on the back, you have, well, what's in box, all that stuff, a couple product shots, and yeah, it's also again telling you that, yes, it can convert. Yep, it's a Lego box. Comes with this paper, too, that tells you, hey, some of the stuff some of the packaging may be paper instead of plastic, but nothing on mine was plastic. And instructions, which, you know, how to build it, how to transform it, and also nice little blurbs and whatnot. Blurbs and artwork and all that stuff. See all that? Yeah, just, yeah, throughout the instructions, it'll tell you how to, you know, some, let's see if I can find one real quick. Yeah, right there, like some little factoids and whatnot. And then the back, which is more stuff. Again, the more the, just tells you how to convert, and also goes to the part list, which is very helpful just in case, the very unlikely chance you're missing a piece, or you want to order more or whatever, because you can do that. That's pretty neat. Very big old book too. Very nice cover as well. Yeah. So, Lego Optimus. Yeah, I built this guy. She could have a bit of a time-lapse video on this channel as well. Yeah, it took me about 3-ish hours or so total build time. Yeah, it's a fun build, to say the least. And this is something that a lot of people were not really expecting, a Lego Hasbro collaboration like that. Particularly, you know, Hasbro has always been trying to build, break into the, I guess, brick building market for a while. You know, the Creo was one thing, Built to Rule, if you remember that. Yeah, no one ever expected a Lego collab, and yet here we are, an Optimus Prime. And it was this rumor for a while, and it came out recently. Yeah, it's a big old Lego Optimus, and yeah, it's also right now. Right now, it's a very fun build. Overall, the build is pretty fun. It's pretty clever. There's a lot of cool things about it. Yeah, the only thing I would knock against it, honestly, I don't like stickers, and this had a couple stickers, and I wish these were just, you know, tampoed, but whatever. Yeah, it looks real nice. So you can see, let's get some close-ups. You can see the face, which this is one thing a lot of people don't like, is the head. It's fine to me, but a lot of people really don't like the head, to the point of they rebuilt it, which that's the nice thing about Lego, is easy to mod because it's Lego. But yeah, you can see all that. You can see some of the, you know, the light stuff, the head, the chest. You got the Autobot symbols there on the shoulders, right there. You got the grill and everything. You got some of that stuff, the bumper. Down here, you got the thighs, and you got the little tanks and everything. The blue, silver. You got the silver venting and the little venting in the feet and everything on the front. On the back, it's actually kind of similar to the old G1 Optimus toy, in a sense that, like, well, you kind of got some hollowness back there. Yeah, I got the. Yeah, but you can see some hollowness and whatnot. Yeah, you just use Lego pieces and whatnot. You can tell. Pretty neat overall, though, for sure. I just popped a piece off, but yeah. Accidentally, I popped a piece off. Not a big deal. It's Lego. Guess what? Goes right back on. Yeah. Biggest thing you can probably tell right now, this is standing straight, and he's kind of leaning forward. So I've noticed the common thing is just kind of click the hips back one thing. Just click them back one. I just accidentally pop that off again. But yeah, click these back one a little bit and adjust the stance a bit accordingly. And this came off. Adjust the stance a bit, and he tends to stand a bit better. It's not perfect, obviously, but hey, obviously now he's kind of leaning back a little bit, but it does kind of give more of, I guess, quote unquote, a heroic look overall. So I'm just gonna leave him like that for now. Like I said, the some of the other stuff, yeah, coming with the like sister sticker sheet, which yeah, all the stickers are on there, which that's the thing. It comes with a little display plate right here, which tells you, well, all that stuff, which is pretty neat. Like these are for the Lego Icons series in general. But yeah, also there's I guess I'll just show you real quick. Of course it's Lego, so anything small, there's a can full of extra pieces. Like always. And he also comes with an Energon Cube, which is pretty neat. Never seen Lego this color personally, but pretty neat. And now yeah, the brick separator. You might need that. But in this mode also he's got his gun, which is pretty clever how they do that, because this doesn't hold in anywhere. It doesn't really hold in the hand because of how his hands work. What you do is you actually plug it into the forearm, and that actually is what secures it. Yeah, so you can hold his gun, no problem. That's pretty cool. His axe. He's also got the axe, which is pretty neat. The only thing, one thing I would definitely say about the axe is, unfortunately, some of the bits are a little fragile. Like these parts like to come off right here on the sides. These right here on the sides come off kind of easily. So there's that. This also wiggles, but it's not. I don't think it's the greatest build. Personally, the axe. I think the axe could have been done a little better, but it is what it is. This real easy. You just pop the hand off that. You rotate that in out of the way, and then there's a little hole in there, and it's a plus shaped hole, and you can just slide the axe into that. And that's a pretty clever way of doing things. So he's getting his axe from the first episode of the show. That's pretty cool. There's got to be a better way to get him standing. Yeah. And one last accessory he has is actually a Sideswipe's jetpack, which is another bit of the build. And that's cool because it also has ball jointed thrusters. So that's pretty neat. And that just slips on the back here. You got these two clips and those two, I don't know what you call those. Rods, I don't know. Clip points, and yeah, you just clip it in, and there you go. He's got it wearing his backpack, which actually also looks vaguely like the show. With the kind of the backpack he had at the show. So I guess if you remove the jet booster, you almost have the complete backpack. So that's something to keep in mind. Gonna remove that though. That'll just yeah, pretty neat. It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. Yeah, but the thing is also, as you see, he is articulated. Which is surprising. It's a Lego thing. It's articulated. His head is on a ball joint, so you got left and right, and well, up and down is kind of limited. The back is kind of limited. The down, up is down, kind of limited. You're kind of mostly untransforming at that point. Down, wiggles there, so that's a cool thing. The shoulders are ratcheted and have full 360 forward and back. Outward, they're largely limited because of the sculpting and stuff. And even I've tried this, modifying, because it's Lego, so you can modify, right? Maybe shifting these outward. Maybe. Out of curiosity, do you get much more? Not really. You get a little bit more. You can see you get like one more click, and with the gun in the hand, it doesn't. Yeah, you get like one extra click, so it's not a huge improvement. So if you need that for whatever reason, you can you can shift the Lego pieces that it's Lego, it's modifiable, but yeah, unfortunately, there's really not much beyond that. You do have a Bicep Swivel, nice and clicky, and yeah, unfortunately, the forces involved can knock that a lot. But yeah, you have a Bicep Swivel, nice and clicky. You got our soft ratcheted elbow, which can go pretty far back. You got a wrist swivel. The thumb is actually on a hinge here, so you can actually move the thumb a bit, and the fingers are all fused in one piece. Although again, if you want to remove this brick, you can have separate fingers, but now it's going to be kind of more prone to just popping off. Yeah, you do have a bit of range on the hand, the fingers right there. So that he doesn't have a waist swivel. He has a mid torso swivel thing, which works, except, well, then the problem is right here that these start banging into the tires and stuff, and then this starts shifting, and yeah. So you only got so much movement before this stuff starts banging into each other. Oh yeah, the antenna. You can move them out. So if you want a more stylized look for Optimus, you can move the antenna out a bit, and there you go. The hips. Move this out of the way, and kind of be careful. Yeah, hips. They do click forward and that far. Backwards is weird. This plate gets in the way, but again, you can just remove the plate there, and then you got that much backwards. But yeah, you can only got one click back if you have the plate on, unless you also move the hips outward, which you get about that much before things start to bang into each other. And if you get this stuff out of the way, though, you get that much. So yeah, a whole lot right there. And this is kind of a bit of a point of contention for some people, which is there are no knee joints, except there's a swivel, but there's no knee bend. Theoretically, you can knee bend because there is a ball joint in there, but it's all blocked up through the bricks. And the reason I don't do a knee bend is basically Lego is concerned about stability, not like standing stability, but the bricks themselves. Because knee bend, for a knee bend to work for a figure like this, it's going to have to be ratcheted. And when you start rotating on something like this, which has a lot of weight on it, you can put a lot of stress in the bricks, and they'll start coming apart, and that's the problem. That could be a problem. And then all of a sudden you have 3 pieces of Optimus on your shelf or something. Oh yeah, I guess up here at these joints you can, because transformation, you can reverse butterfly, so that's a thing. But they also nice kind of lock in up there. And also down here, the feet can tilt a bit, and the toe can go down, but really you don't have any other movement down there. One thing, of course, these can open. The chest can open, and yep, you got the matrix, which pretty simple affair there. It's looks kind of neat. You know, they cheat a bit, but yeah, it clips in there actually pretty well. But yeah, it's a matrix. Kind of clips in there, and then close that up, and there you go. Can't really hold it per se because of the way it is, but yeah. Yeah, it's just a pretty neat figure, and you probably can tell, I think, by this point, but yeah, he's actually also pretty big. I'm gonna move him back a bit, so you get a... Oh, yeah, one other thing real quick. He's got these little rubber things which kind of help with friction, but not as much as you'd think it would. Real quick, for size comparison, this guy's heavy. Here's the MP101/20th anniversary Prime. Just, yeah, he's taller than that, which that's a pretty big Prime himself. Here is MP49. You know, same mold as MP44. Oop, there we go. There's that. And I guess here he is with a mainline Prime Earthrise. Yeah. So he's a pretty big guy. But one of the big cool things about him is, yes, he actually still transforms. You don't have to take him apart or anything. So the first thing you want to do there is to lift this up and lift these up and just get that out of the way. You want to come down here, and the legs actually can tab together more or less, or clip together like that. Go ahead right there, and then up here, use the mid-torso swivel to rotate it around. It's a very soft ratchet, and likes to also come apart on mine. Yeah, it's on a soft ratchet, but you want to turn that 180. So now it's facing backwards. Take his head and spin it around, and rotate that down. So, and the legs here, you want to go ahead and bend them forward at the hips. Like that. So they're like 90 degrees. I'm going to bring the camera down. And take the feet here and go ahead and fold them down. And you got little tail lights there. And then the arms here, what you want to do with the arms is bend them 90 degrees. And the fists, you want to open up the hand and move the thumb that way. And then rotate the hand like that and get it partway down like that. And then you go ahead and rotate the arm back like so. And also at this point, you want to move this little vent piece. There's a little vent piece on the internet. You want to move that out and rotate that back. And move to that forward at the same time, like so. And you move that down. And the hand here, you can rotate all the way in, like so. The hand will kind of wrap around some stuff right down there. And do the same thing on this side. Accidentally knock a piece off. That's one other thing is also some of the stuff is, well, even though Lego tends to be usually pretty secure, some of the stuff is not, unfortunately. Same thing over here. Bring that up to 90 degrees. Take the thumb, fold it around like that. Bring this out, open up the hand and bring it down a couple of clicks. And then rotate this back and rotate this forward at the same time. Oop. And of course, bring that out. Like that. Then rotate the hand the rest of the way down. Then you can go ahead and also rotate these gas tanks so they're facing that way. And then you can go ahead and bring this down and you make sure this all straightened out. And then bring this down. This will clip into, this will actually peg into this part right here, more or less, or should. If everything's lined up properly, should just peg in. There we go. And then one last thing, the unfortunate, which is there is a bit of parts forming, which is you take this other bumper and pop this off and put that on, and there we go. It's more truck-like, and this came undone on me. Yep, and there you go. That's the truck mode. And yeah, the truck mode's, well, it works pretty well for all things considered. I mean, it's Lego. It's only going to be able to do so much, but hey, it works. It's, again, pretty large. And, you know, there's some clever bits. I would like the gas tank rotation stuff. The feet are actually pretty well handled. The most part, yeah, the thing is, they are some gaps. But, yeah, it's just kind of the nature of things. Unless you want to go full-blown parts, you know, a bunch of parts have to come off, which I thought a lot of people were going to assume that was going to be like take it apart and put it back together. But nope, it's a full-blown transformation and everything. Works pretty well. It does, in fact, roll. There are some parts which, like, for example, these bits are just kind of loose. They don't really tab in or anything. You kind of can angle them back a little bit, I guess. But yeah, it's like, works pretty well. Again, you got the red, and you got the gray stripe and everything. You got the little lights up there. You got the Autobot symbols and whatnot. Back here, you does kind of, you kind of just see the head just chilling out back there and whatnot. This don't come together, but hey, works, I think, for Lego. And yeah, you got the tail lights and everything. And one cool thing also is the gun. Nothing else but the gun. You can fold that up and then take the gun here and you bring it in and then slide it back. You can bring it in here and then slide it back, and it will actually lock into place, and it will clip in and everything, and storage, which is pretty cool that they did that. Apparently the explanation for why only this stores is because that's the only accessory of the, in between the backpack, the gun, and the axe. It's the only one that came with the original toys. That's why the only one that stores, supposedly. That's their reasoning. I guess they're going to stick with that. Yeah. Yeah, I just like this. I just like how this works and everything. I just like how it works at all and everything, that it transforms. It's really neat that it does so and whatnot. One cool thing, yeah, again, because it's Lego, you can modify this. If you really want a true flat-nosed truck, you can, I guess, remove these planks, and also you have to remove the matrix. But hey, you can get a true flat-nosed truck if you want. You have a gap here, but you know, if you have a couple 6x1 red planks, you can plop them in there, and also then put the lights back on and everything, and yeah, you got a true flat-nosed truck. You know, that's if you want. You can modify as you want. It's Lego. You can modify and unmodify. And people have modded knee joints in. That's one thing I forgot to mention, which people have modded like knee joints into the robot, and they do work. The problem is, well, as many people know, yeah, it's now kind of unstable. There's multiple different ways to do it. People said, yeah, it's kind of unstable. It doesn't like to, it's hard to keep it to stay together. Or like, yeah, if you mod it like this, you can no longer transform it, and so on and so forth. People modded the head. That's the cool thing. It's Lego. It's modding is easy to do and undo. You just need the parts. So that's one cool thing about it. I just really like that it can do this, even if it's even if as it is, even if it's just kind of like there's, I guess, problems with the truck mode, I still think it looks pretty cool overall, and that it's pretty cool that it does this. Just real quick, also comparisons. Here he is with, again, the 20th anniversary Prime, which is now almost 20 years old. Think about that. Again, significantly larger in many ways. So there's that. Here he is with MP10B. Again, gives you an idea right there of how big it is compared to other primes. And here he is with the Earthrise Prime. Yeah, hopefully those comparisons give you an idea of how large this guy is, because he's big. So yeah, he is $170 US. Should you get it? It depends on a couple things. Number one, a large chunk of this, it's Lego. So Lego is just kind of naturally more expensive than other toys, and apparently going to get even more expensive pretty soon. So if you want to get one, I'd hurry up and make a decision before August, because that's what the price is apparently going up to $180 in August or something like that. But yeah, it is $170. It is, as you can see, kind of large, but a large chunk of the appeal of this thing is building it. Once you've built it, it's really not an action figure so much as a display piece. Yes, you can pose and stuff, but it's limited, and as you probably saw, some of the poses cause it to be a bit on the unstable side. So there is that. You got to be mindful of that whole thing. Just, it's not an action figure in the truest sense. It's an action figure in the sense that only in the most broadest terms, because like it can move, it can pose, but it can't hold a lot of those poses very easily, and a lot of the articulation just because, yeah, we can. It just feels like, yeah, we can do it. Not necessarily you should do it. So it's very much you build it and you display it. You kind of figure out how you want it to look, and you display it like that and whatnot. Yeah, it can transform and everything, but yeah, a large chunk of the appeal is building him. And I personally had fun, but if you're not someone who's into building, stuff, if you're just not into Lego, which, okay, you might not find this very appealing, even if you're a huge Optimus Prime fanatic, just because, yeah, it's large chunk. Yeah, you're going to spend 3 hours building it, or more or less, maybe 2.5 if you're particularly good, but I don't know. But yeah, you're going to be spending 2.5 to 3 hours building it, and that's a big chunk of the appeal. And if that doesn't appeal to you, then this probably could be skipped. But if that sounds fun, yeah, go for it for sure. It's a really fun, I think, it's a pretty cool build. He looks great for, considering the limitations of Lego and everything. And he'll probably look good on a shelf. Just know that if you want a buildable but also really posable Optimus, there's the Flame Toys model kits, and also, I guess, the currently about to releasing YOLO Park thing, which is just a little bit more expensive, or so, about maybe roughly the same price, a little bit more expensive depending on who buy it. And it will be a full-fledged action figure that you can pose and everything. So if that's more your thing, that might be worth considering instead, because they're roughly equivalent. But he is going to be, I think, a bit smaller. I can't remember for sure. I think he's going to be pretty big as well. So those are your two model kit options for this sort of size and, I guess, high-end model kit, so to speak. But one of this also, it is Lego. So there's that. Yeah, so don't expect a very playable toy once you have him built. He's very much you kind of pose a little bit and you put him on the shelf and that's where he stays type of thing. Not you bring him down from the shelves and play with him, because yeah, he kind of, in my experience, is a couple times where stuff has just kind of come off, just because if you for example, I've held him by the torso, his leg came off, for example, just because weight. So that's the thing to be mindful of. But he is pretty cool and he is fun to build. So there's all that stuff. I don't think they're ever going to make more Lego Transformers. They might, but I would not hold my breath. And if they do, it'd probably be something like Grimlock or Soundwave, and that's pretty much there's going to be a very limited number of the viable choices, and I would suspect Grimlock or Soundwave, probably Soundwave if anything, but you never know. Grimlock's got a pretty easy transformation, they might do that. It depends on a lot of stuff, but I would not bank on them being more Lego Transformer, but you never know. Pretty cool display piece though, but yeah, not a great figure, if that makes sense. Not a great action figure, but a cool display piece, and that's pretty much what he's going to be. So that might sway your decision one way or the other. And I've been rambling on this, but this, I guess, is a lot to explain. So there's that. That's the review. I personally think he's amazing if you like building stuff, but not so much if you want a posable figure. That's it for this review. I hope you found this informative and entertaining. I hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Twitter. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1, and check out my Ko-fi, my Patreon. I shall see you next time with another video review.